Hello everybody, Skippy Gamer here. Welcome to my video review of Earthbound. This is my 5th take, believe it or not. Okay, let's start the review. Have you ever played Super Smash Bros? I'm sure you probably have. And it doesn't matter which one, just any. Well, if you have, then you probably came across a character known as Ness, right? Well, as you play this boy, you wonder, wow, this guy's cool. Where does he come from the Nintendo franchise? You're looking at it. Yep, this is where he's from. So if you were looking for him on YouTube, you found him. Woohoo! Alright, this is a sequel to Mother. This is a sequel to Earthbound 0, which in Japan is known as Mother. This is known as Mother 2 in Japan. Don't ask me why they called it Mother in Japan. I think I have a theory, actually. But anyways. Okay, let's start with the story. The story of this game, I'm theorizing, takes place 20 years after the final battle of the game, or the ending. I could be wrong, but I just really wanted to try and count it. It's the year 1990X, sort of like Mega Man right there. In the town known as Onet, we find our main hero, Ness. Ness just sleeping in his house, where one day, a meteorite comes down and hits Earth. Scared everyone. So, as curious as he is, opens his present and gets a cracked bat. Okay, his sister likes baseball? Anyways, he gets his clothes on, and off he goes. He struggled so much to get there, and with a stupid dog. Well, after a long night to try and get to the meteor, he finally gets there. Then, a bug known as Buzz, weird, I know, comes from the meteor. He says he's from 10 years in the future. A dark future, and he's come to change that future. I guess that's a sort of movie. I guess it's a sort of thing like Terminator, you know, someone coming back from the future to protect the Terminator from killing the person. Sarah Connor to be exact. Anyways, you're not old enough to see it yet, kids. He also tells you that there's a legend, a way old legend, even ancient times before today, that 3 boys and 1 girl stop Gygas. He believes that Ness is one of those boys. So they decide to trust the bug. Why be so trustworthy that fast? I wouldn't. Anyways. But things were not going to be that simple. It appears Gygas from the future has influenced all the evil thoughts of every being, mostly animals, of this part in time in the past. And he even sent this thing back in time to kill Buzz. Okay, I gotta stop and say, how is he able to influence all the evil thoughts of everyone from the future? And okay, I may be just a Whovian, a fan of Doctor Who, when I say this, but I just can't figure out the physics of time travel to influence someone and keep on doing it, like keep it sustained. I'm not good at explaining things, but hope that explains everything. Well, we get 2 partners earlier before we met Buzz, and we take them home. But then, their mother kills Buzz. No! Upon his death, he actually tells Ness how he's able to defeat Gygas. We have to collect 8 melodies that are around the Earth. Once we get the melodies, we are able to connect with the Earth and use its power to defeat him. I guess it's sort of like the same thing with Earthbound 0, except bonding with Earth. Anyways. And then the dawn of your adventure begins right now. The story to this game is okay. I mean, I could tell they actually tried to make it more anticlimactic than the first one was, like on how he was told to go on this great adventure. I'm still surprised his parents are okay with it. Seriously, that's poor parenting. Since the story told you that Gygas influenced the minds of every animal, the evil thoughts of them, to this time from the future, which I'm still confused on how that works. A lot of animals such as runaway dogs, snakes, oh that's not Solid Snake, never mind, and many more will be coming your way. The first chapter of the game involves some gangsters. You have to go against a gang to find out where the first melody is, which Buzz did give you a hint what to look for, but you need a hint to find how to get it. Well, that is, I guess, that part of it is pretty basic, and I guess it's okay for a beginning. But either way, I wish it was better. I don't know. But I'm actually confident that it's gonna get more epic on the way. Concerning, from the point of views of two videos, one from BNGR, now known as BGR, and The Completionist, they both said in their video about this game that the experience getting there is much better than just getting the ending. And I've spoiled myself on the ending, I know, slapped myself in the face, but I have a feeling that me seeing a lot of the middle is gonna be better than just getting to the ending itself. And as I see from here, and from other videos I've seen, and with the lag can just stop, I'm so sorry. Okay, but from what I've seen this intro, and from other YouTube videos, I think I'm gonna have a great adventure ahead of me. And due to the thing we saw on day 5, oh my gosh, just think of all the stuff we could run across. We know who you can meet, but think of the ones in between, from what I've seen the footage of their videos and stuff. But anyways, oh my gosh, it's gonna be epic. What an adventure. It'll seem movie-like. And wow, just imagine it. Wow. Oh, are we still recording? So all in all, I think thus far the story is okay, and it's much better than the first one, I'll tell you that. Even some parts play out like epic cutscene stuff, play out like they should. There's no CGI cutscenes, but you know what? That doesn't matter. There's times I like it when they don't do CGI cutscenes. With this and more, I'm gonna give the story 2 stars. Let's start next with The Sound of Music. Yeah, you know what the reference is. The music in this game is okay. There's some parts that... This is the Super NES, so it's like one of the coolest systems ever. I don't have one, sadly, but still. But hey, they try to make the game's music more simpler than normal. Well, I don't know about that, because I remember from BNGR's video that they had to add something extra to make... They made the music much more information than other games out there. I think that's how you say it. But either way, some of them sound like simple everyday stuff, like here, the music sounds like it's like your everyday life. You go to town, you say hi to your neighbors. It just sounds like a normal town thing. Although, of course, there are battle themes. Some of the sounds in this game sound like old video game-ish, and some of them, I don't know how to describe them. Maybe some sound effects sound a bit space-ish. And some old game type thing, some of the sound effects. And the texting speed does too, I guess. Some of the battle music... Okay, basically some of the battle music are somewhat like this, some are different. So, not all enemies, share the same theme. Which is good, because, like in Mario RPG, you could get tired of listening to the same song every time you run into a simple enemy. So, the music is okay, the sound effects is okay. I mean, they tried to make it look make it sound like maybe a movie or something. I don't know. But hey, it sounds good. Of course, I heard other games that sound better, but you know what? They tried to make it to sound realistic, plus with, you know, big alien sort of science fiction. So, with that sort of compromise, they probably did well. Oh boy, oh boy. Ah, bad dog. With this fact and more, I'm gonna give the music 2 stars. Next, one of my favorite things about a game is graphics. You can't forget graphics in games. You never can. Because it'll look so boring. If there's no graphics, it'll look boring, stupid, and the design to this game is...
I have another snake.
Whoa, sorry. The design to this game is okay. I mean, from what I've noticed, other than Earthbound 0, they drew like everything much more detailed than normal, and I really like that. Even the humans and enemies through this game are detailed very good. However, there are some enemies, when you go into battle, their designs in battle are much more detailed all over than normal, and like I said, I really like that. The letterings in some of the text things and numbers are pretty basic. So, yeah, I like
doubt hypnosis
Whoa.
will work on him.
So yeah, I like the fact that there's much more detail to every single enemy other than in the overworld. I really like that. Man, that's for the NES, that's very good. Of course they seem better, but you know what? That's very good. They try to make everything detailed, from wood to metal to yeah, that sort of thing. Now for the score of this, I really had a hard time figuring out. Here, I want to show you some other good art design. You get this in the story, after Buzz sadly dies. I'm sorry. Look at this. Nice music too, but that design, that is nice. Kind of, but it's nice. So from that, I was gonna give it this 3 stars, but then the couple days after I tried to record, I remembered that Yoshi's Island and some other games are better designed than this one a bit. Like Yoshi's Island is to be much more colorful and stuff like that. So it is hard. Stop lagging. So it's very hard to figure out if I want to keep the same score or not. So I decided. So for that reason, I'd say give this 2 stars. Now, for the last one, the most important thing in any video game. What could it be? Gameplay. I guess it couldn't be more obvious than that. The gameplay in this game is pretty precise on moving. And it is better. With the added controls, you don't have to view like the options menu to view the money and health. You can just press the B button, if that's the B button. I'm playing this on my computer, so I don't remember what buttons are which. In the first Earthbound, whenever you needed to talk or check something, all you had to do was pause and do check or talk to, depending on who you're by. But with Earthbound 0, they made it much easier. All I have to do is press the select button, and wherever you're in front of, it knows whether to talk to or check. So, yeah, this is much easier than just having to get in front of a person that say talk to. Because I guess it was tiring in the first one, so I kind of like this feature. It took me till day 4 to remember which button was. I know. There's pretty much nothing in the controls that bums me. Oh yeah, there was. There's no sprinting. Okay, from what I found out from BNGR's channel, this was released before the American version of this was released before Earthbound 1 for our country. Go ahead and see his video if you want more depth into it. So I guess it makes sense there isn't a sprint feature in it. However, it still would have been nice if there was. Seriously. It's just annoying. It's like, it takes you a while to get there. And I gotta point this out. Look, watch his hat. They're like staying in one place. The only thing that's moving is the blue side, and which spot the sun, so to speak, is pointing on it. I don't know if that's supposed to be like some mistake in designing it, or it was supposed to make it look like he was running. If so, I don't think that's really useful to put in. One of the things I heard from the YouTube video that you may like is that you should use common knowledge to your advantage in towns in this game. Literally. So, for example, where do I get my money? Well, when you defeat an enemy, your dad, on the telephone, puts it into your account, and all you have to do is go to any sort of ATM near you, wherever it could be, access with a card. You can press select this time, and you don't have to pull out the card and say use to do it, and then you can withdraw or deposit how much money. Kind of like an ATM for us nowadays. Now you don't need a signature or anything, so that's good. All you have to do is just pick the amount you want to deposit, withdraw, boom, it's with you. Instead of swords in this game, if you want to buy something like healing items, all you have to do is either buy some drugs at a drugstore. Okay, is this for kids or something? Or buy food from a restaurant or a grocery store. Or you want weapons? Then, other than swords, we have yo-yos and bats. And for armor, we have a baseball cap and a cheap bracelet. So basically, it's like pretty much our everyday things are pretty much our items. Of course, there is magic in this game. The magic is known as PSI. PP is your powers. Mine's 15 right now. There's not much to say about PSI. It's pretty much the same thing as magic. You have offense. Okay, there's a difference. They're set in a good sort of order. You have offense, which is pretty much your attack powers. Recover, which is revive, healing stuff. Assist, which one of them is hypnosis, which I guess assists in healing stuff and maybe analyzing an enemy. I don't know what assist is for, honestly, to explain. But one thing you get in offense is, I don't know what it's called. I literally don't, and there's a good reason why. Not because I'm lazy, but there's a good reason why. When you name stuff in the game, your main character and some other questions they ask you, well, they ask you to name your favorite thing. Okay, remember this name. I named Pokemon. I explained why, which I really don't know the reason. Okay, keep it in mind. In my offense, when you get it, PSI Pokemon, that's what you named. That's why I named the thing in the beginning. So, basically, when it asks you what's your favorite thing, wherever you name that question, no matter what, that becomes the name of that particular PSI, and you just saw that PSI power in action, and I really like it. It takes out all enemies in one room. So that's pretty much your first offense PSI you get. How you get your PSI? Well, as you progress through the game and level up, you do learn new PSI power, so I guess it'll give you time. So just take your time and level up, and you'll get some new PSI powers. So it's not like you have to buy it or anything, but hey, what can you do? The battles in this game, I almost forgot to mention battles, are okay. I mean, I think it's kind of annoying that you have to press A to let everything go by faster, or else it'll take a while for each text to continue. I think that's kind of annoying. And besides, I do press A whenever I attack and the text goes to the end. Concerning, I guess I'm used to Mario RPG being, if you press A at the right timing, you deal double damage. I honestly don't think that's really the case in this game, but I really still had the habit anyway. Maybe I should stop doing that. But if you want the text and everything else to go faster, all I have to do is just keep pressing A and every text bubble that comes up until your turn comes. And quite honestly, it's kind of tiring. But that's pretty much the only downside to it. There's also something else. In Earthbound 0, the auto fight, well, if you press B or something, it'll just go away and wait for your turn to come up. But in auto fight, I don't think there is a way to turn it off. I think I recall once it turned off by itself. I don't know if I saw it in the video or I experienced it myself. But either way, I don't think there's really any way to turn it off. Before one of my takes on this review, I tried to check and be sure there wasn't, just so I could prove my theory correct. And my theory is correct. That's one downside to it. But another downside is, it's not a big one, but it could be in certain situations. Here's what it is. When you're on auto fight, he fights like normal auto fight would in the last game. But when your health is low, he automatically goes for one of the healing items in your inventory. Now, honestly, I don't consider this a big problem. However, depending on the situation, I don't think auto fight would help you that much concerning that reason and maybe other reasons. However, when I was doing day 4 on this, I think it was, like my auto attack, auto fight just took out one of my items, and I was saving it for the boss fight. Like, I didn't want to have to use any items till then, and that really bummered me out. So I guess auto fight is not really reliable all the time. So yeah, it's not really that reliable. I guess in certain situations maybe, or if you just want to have the fight go on and kick back and relax, that could be okay too. But still, you could risk dying and you can't do anything about it. So the auto attack should have done more than that, like have the ability to press B and turn off like the first one. And this thing about the items being used in the auto attack, I'm not sure if it's used in the first one because it never really happened to me yet. But but be aware if it does happen on there. There is something else very unique about this game. One thing is about the game over. Now, when you get game over, it asks you if you want to continue the game, and you get resurrected. And it remembers everything you've ever done in the game up to that point. Like the Frank battle, for example. If you finish Frank before the robot Frankenstein, and you die from Frankenstein, he remembers that you faced him, and you could just fight Frankenstein. So, it does remember a lot of situations you went through before game over, which is something I've never seen before. But the game over does have some consequences. One thing, hold on, okay, how much money you have gets taken out a certain amount. So you gotta make sure you put a lot of your money back in the ATM. And your HP does go all the way back up to where it was, to your max. When you get resurrected after game over, your HP does max out. But how much PP you had in the battle, like how much you wasted, like say I used a lot and I only had 6 left, and I died, I get resurrected and I only have 6 PSI powers left. So each time I die, I always sleep at my mom's house, my character does, and it gets my PP healed up. So it just goes to show that there is consequences if you lose to the game, no matter what. And it's something I've never really seen before in any sort of game, and I think that's very cool and unique. Here's something cool, and I don't think it's in the first one. Well, from where I played, as you saw me do, I never found one yet. There's a butterfly you could randomly see, rarely a bit, so just be a lookout for it. If you touch it, think of it as the fairies in Zelda games. It heals all of your health, and does heal your PSI powers, and I would assume it heals any sort of illness or something, or revives any other party members. I'm assuming, but it never really happened to me, because I never had that situation. But I'm assuming it does. I don't know why it wouldn't. But it's a cool feature. You won't see the butterfly all the time, so when you see it and you need it, go for it very quickly. Now, the civilians in this game are a bit like the first one, but I think they're a bit better, as I heard. But, like from here, they they actually do give you advice a lot. Some do, and I guess some don't. They point out things that really are useless or probably make you laugh. Okay, that's so sad. The sharks are the gangsters, so it's not like real sharks, like in there. Wow, that would be scary. You can also pick out of the trash can some items, and that's disgusting. Yeah, but you do get some items in there, and ugh. But that's just some place. There's places around you could look to get items, and I wonder, could I? Okay. Besides, I didn't take any mail. But I want to show you a cool reference in this game. Okay, pop quiz. A Beatles on XX today. Can you fill in the blanks? No, I can't. Bzzd. A Beatles song. A Beatles song. Notre Dame. Wrong. If you say yes, it'll just say it'll just assume you said it out loud and say correct, and don't give you the answer. So, if you're fans of the Beatles or something, I think you'll like that reference. That's the only Beatle reference I saw in this game, ever. But hey, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game. I think there's books you could get at the library, from what I was told in BNGR's channel. Well, I don't think I was actually told that, but, you know, I heard him, whoa. But the gameplay of this game is pretty good, and well balanced. Oh, that's right. One of the cool things about this game is, in Earthbound 0, you have random encounters, and like I said in the review, from where I got it from, the balance of when you battle and when you don't battle in the field is very, very terrible. However, in this game, we have encounters, but oh yeah, I forgot about that. But they don't just happen when you're just walking around. They do pop up, and they don't just appear all the time. Like, I guess it would seem very rare they pop up. However, when they do, they're in like that. There's a mole to the left of this place right here. How you walk up to an enemy could vary on what happens in the battle. Because if you approach an enemy behind him, you could gain a turn. However, if an enemy comes up behind you, on your back, whether you know it or not, they actually start with a turn and hit you. So I guess you should plan your strategy out. Like, plan on their eyesight, their movement, and when they sense you, and make sure to find a good timing to attack. Strategy. Okay, that's breaking the fourth wall right there. Here's something I wish was in a lot of RPG games I played, even once today. It's called the auto win. Yep, it's what the name represents. If you have a higher level than the enemy you face, sometimes they'll run away from you, sometimes they won't. But either way, once you hit an enemy that's high level than him, when they run away, that means they'll definitely die from you. Go up to it, they're dead, and just throws you the XP and any gifts they may have. So you don't have to go in battle, just boom, you won. That is so awesome. Like BNGR said, backtracking is way easier now. And I wish it was like that in most RPG games, even old ones. Man. Seriously. When you start up the game, it asks you to name Ness and 3 other people. And your dog, your favorite food, and the coolest thing, which we explain what this is. Okay, but these do become used later on. Like you could know whose name it is and who it is. Plus, when you talk to your mom, what do you name it and how you type it? Like, this is what I called it. Well, your mom offers you that as your favorite food as you rest up. I mean, you don't bring it with you. It's just only for when you rest up at your house. But either way, it's a cool reference. To save, all I have to do is go to a phone. Most of the things And most of the phones out there are payphones, which is another bummer of it, but I guess it won't be a big one depending on who's playing it and how they play it. And how good they are in money keeping. You tell him to record, and he records your data, and it's saved. And after that, he asks you if you want to continue the game or just exit. So this is pretty much your save point and your enter and exit, not the pause menu. The controls are good and stuff, of course. I think I already explained it. Y, or is this X? Yeah, X doesn't really do anything, as far as I could tell up to this point. Y doesn't do anything either up to this point. These two buttons could be used to sprint! Sorry. But, other than that, the gameplay is pretty cool. Well, it's not the best ever, but it's not, like, glitchy either. Thank goodness, no. So, it's pretty good. With this and more, I'm gonna rate the gameplay 2 stars. This game is a very good game, and sadly, the development, the story behind it, from what I learned in BNGR, is pretty sad, so I recommend checking out the video. You'll be sad, and make sure to bring some tissues. I'm just kidding. But anyways, it's a very good classic, and sadly, it never really got any re-releases, like on the Game Boy or anything. I don't know why. It's just, I think it has something to do with Mother 3. I'll explain that when I play Mother 3. But this game is a very good game, and I have a personal friend who says he really likes it so much. But it's such a bummer that you can only play on emulators and Super Nintendo. It's just such a bummer. Wait! Au contraire! It's on the Wii U also. Yep. I learned this in Did You Know Gaming on why Nintendo decided to put on the Wii U. So go ahead and check it out. I forget which part it is. But thanks to that effort, we can now play it on the Wii U. So, woohoo! So I think this... So there's a lot of stuff, of course, I'd never mentioned in this game. Well, I don't know if it's really that much or not. And besides, I only played the first chapter of it. I'm actually not sure if I really finished the first chapter. However, from what I could tell from what I researched, I think I have a great adventure ahead of me. Just think of everything. Man, it's gonna be epic. When I play this game alone, oh boy, I'm gonna have so much fun with this game. Bonding with Earth. With all 8 melodies to stop Gygas. So, viewers, do you think you can do it? You think you could beat this cult classic? Pick up the game in where you could get it at and test yourself. You won't be disappointed. With the scores I gave it, I'm gonna give this game 2 stars with a silver medal. Whew! What a review. It took me 5 takes to do this, and oh boy, the 3rd take I thought I would be the one to upload, but oh boy, if I upload that, I think people would have hated it so much. I just... Whew, man, finally, I get it done. So, yeah, it's a fun game, so I recommend picking it up. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like my video, subscribe to my channel. When you comment, no swearing in the comments. Tell friends and family about this channel. Better yet, tell them about this game. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Alright, there is a point in my 5 days of gameplay series that I would like all of you to request what I do for my 5 days of gameplay. Don't type it yet. I'm not starting it yet. Concerning that I said in my Earthbound 0, my introduction to the 5 days of gameplay, that episode 1 is going to be Earthbound 0, 2, which is right now, Earthbound. So episode 3, our next episode, will be Mother 3. English version. So, yeah, so if you wanted me to play some game or something, just hold the thought until we finish this game. Around December, I made a couple of videos for a YouTube user known as GoodGuess30 for his winter challenge montage. Well, it's finally out, so I'll try to leave a link or an annotation to it, so feel free to check it out, and feel free to check out the other people who participated in this challenge. Thanks, bro, for this challenge. Yeah, it was a tiring day. Long recording. Yeah, some pizza. And off to bed. Pizza! Pizza! Yay!